Hi, third graders. Here again, Miss Fogelman for your math lesson. So let's begin by me sharing the screen. And here are our math slides for today. All right, today is August the 27th, the last day of the week where we will be doing math lessons. Tomorrow on Friday, things will change up a little bit. So let's make sure we end on a good note and work hard. All right. Now, our learning target for today will be the student will be able to name and explain the second math practice. Remember, math practices are here to help us be the best mathematicians we can be. All right, the second math practice talks about how I can think about numbers in many ways. So you can think about numbers as an equation. You can think about numbers in a word problem. So there are many different ways that we can look at numbers. Before we begin, I do want to show you this video on the math practices.
What is this math problem asking of me? Where should I start? Which operation? What other info do I need? Math practice number 1, make sense of math problems. And you gotta persevere in solving them. Don't give up. Math practice number 2, gonna break it down for you. If you can show your work another way, then your reasoning quantitatively and abstractly. Matter of fact, man, connect your answer to the question. You're rocking MP number 2, the top mathematician in your school. Do you ever wonder how you're gonna figure the problem out? I know it makes you wanna shout. You know you have math practices to use. Consider them like tools before you know what you'll be saying. So, do you agree, disagree? That's MP number 3. Yes, ma'am. Control by old arguments and critique the reasoning of others. Math practice number 4 is modeling with math. Can you represent the problem with a picture or a graph? Props to you if you can write a mathematical equation to represent your situation. Need a ruler, calculator, protractor, or a clock. Paper, pencil, geometric shapes or counter blocks. Use appropriate tools strategically is MP number 5. Explain how they helped you understand, and in math you will thrive. Do you ever wonder how you're gonna figure the problem out? I know it makes you wanna shout. You know you have math practices to use. Consider them like tools before you know what you'll be saying. Soft. MP number 6, attentive precision, like using accurate calculations and definitions. Mathematicians take pride in going back to check their work. MP number 7, look for and make use of structure. Patterns, yo, look for the patterns, yo, to help you solve the problem, yo. MP number 8, look for and express regularity in repeated reasoning. Hey, I've seen this type of problem before. Sing it with me now. You know you have practices to use. Consider them like tools before you know what you'll be saying. Do you ever wonder how you're gonna figure the problem out? I know it makes you wanna shout. You know you have math practices to use. Consider them like tools before you know what you'll be saying. Solved.
All right, so let's head back to our slides. That gave you a little bit of a hint as to what's coming up next, but I wanted to kind of put it to a song. Sometimes it's fun to listen to them. I hope you enjoyed it, maybe danced a little. All right, so yesterday we were discussing groups of items. We discussed groups of 2, 3, and 4. Today we are going to practice creating our own word problems using groups. We will use this template, okay? So our template that we're using for our word problems looks like this. It says, here are, and you fill in the blank. Each blank has blank. There are blank in all. So this would be where your answer would go. Here's an example. All right. Model the example and then have the class create their own word problems with a partner. Now, of course, your partner would be someone at home, but here's my example. So I said, here are, and I said 4 stars. So I'm doing groups of 4. You can do groups of 2, 3, or 4. Each star has 5 points. Okay, so I drew my 4 stars and I gave them each 5 points. Okay, and then I have where I'm going to put my answer at the bottom. So I've included what I have. Here are 4 stars. I drew that. I said, what do each of them have? So each one of them has to have 5 points. So each star has 5 points. Okay, so I drew my 5 points. Now I need to figure out how many points they have in all. Okay, so I would look at these 4 stars, and let me share this again with you through Zoom so that I can annotate on it or draw. All right, now, here we go. Let me see actually if I can make this bigger for you. Share screen, share, make it bigger. All right, there we go. All right, so I have my 5 stars, 4 stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So, and each star has 5 points. So I could do this in 2 different ways. I could either say, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, okay? Now, why do I have 4 5s? I have 4 5s because there's 4 groups or 4 stars, okay? And each star has 5 points. So if I count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, my answer is 20. Now, there's also a multiplication problem you can do with this. If you know it, you may use it, but if you don't, that's okay. Right now we're working on repeated addition. So if you do know the multiplication problem, you can include it on your drawing. But if you do not, no worries. So I would say there are 20 points in all. Okay? Now, for your work this evening, today, you would do your own drawing using, and Ms. Fogelman's going to have to go out of here because she was drawing on it, and share it again. All right, so your work for tonight is I would like you to use my template and create your own word problem. Once you have finished, take a picture of it and send it to me on Shobi. I will have a spot in Shobi under virtual learning that will be a place for you to take a picture of it and send it to me. All right, now let me go back to the template. Again, here's the template on your paper. You will write here are, and then what you drew a picture of. Each of those, like it was my star, has how many of something, okay? Now remember, you can only have groups of 2, 3, or 4, okay? And don't pick too high of a number. You know, you don't want to say, I wouldn't say here are 4 stars, each star has 100 points, okay? We want to make sure that it's going to be a problem that you can complete in this space. All right, so here are, and you would pick your 2, 3, or 4. I'm sorry, here are, you would choose how many you have, and then you would choose how many each one has. So here are, and I said my 4 stars. Remember, your groups have to be 2, 3, or 4. Each, and I'm going to put star or whatever your group is, has, and then I'm going to put how many they each have of something. There are blank in all. So again, here's my example. Don't do stars. I want you to think of something all on your own, something that you create, and make sure you have the answer and your repeated addition equation. And okay, so, and if you have an idea of a multiplication equation, you can include that also. So if you need this template, just make sure you pause the video right now so that you can write it down before you get started. Remember to include a picture and an equation with it, and then send it to me in Shobi. All right, guys, so if you need help, make sure you get an adult to help you. If I notice that you need some assistance later, we can always meet at a later time. But right now, all you need to do is try your very best, and I will check your work later. Have a good day.